All right, now welcome to SE Custom Designs. Welcome to a Friday edition of SE Custom Designs and I'm a QA software guy in the daytime, lunch, nights and weekends. I'm down here in the wood shop, if at all possible, creating things. This is going to be a culmination of the little mini series that I made. Creating the Wasabi Dragon. And why Wasabi Dragon, by the way? That's this guy down here. I want to make sure you can see what we did. So this is the Wasabi Dragon. He is made for a restaurant in the local area, and you can see it's Mr. Wasabi. And I said that I would make him a dragon. And here it is. This is a dragon bandsaw box. Why bandsaw box? Because I've created drawers. Okay. And please look up the series where we talk about this, how to make a bandsaw box out of log. It's just logs. So this is the back side of it. Let's turn it nice and slow around to the front. I will be putting a high gloss also on the front to match the drawers. So, all right. Being that this is a culmination of all the various steps to create this, let's break this down for you. Well, first of all, this is my very first attempt at making dragons out of stock like this. Now, typically, you know, with bandsaw boxes, you can join wood together out of scrap. I've got tons of scrap back there on my lumber rack. And you can take different pieces, different species, glue them up, and then come over to the bandsaw and start cutting out something. It really, just use your imagination. It's just so much fun. So in this case, we're doing these dragons. So I'm going to lift up a piece of tree. This is where I got the lumber from for most of the dragons you see there, all except for the Mr. Wasabi one. Okay, so this tree, this was across the street several years ago, and I had the foresight to run over across the street and grab as much as I possibly could on this tree. This tree was humongous. It was a nuisance, really. One of those trees that drop the bark in the springtime all over your car and whatever in the street. And so it was just ripped up the sidewalk. You probably have these stories. All right, so I ran over and I grabbed them. So these stumps here are approximately 2 to 3 years old, I want to say. And they've been out in my front yard as, you know, my porch, just kind of like as a decoration, because I'm a woodworker, and put my feet up on them. And then came this series. I'm like, I really would like to cut the dragon out of a tree. So this one, being said, was cut out of a different tree. The wood was very, very light and soft. When I went to put the stain on, boy, did it soak it in. I literally had to baptize this guy. If I could have immersed it, I would have immersed it. But I had to just pour it on and wipe it, and that was the story to this. So that's this guy. So how do you get to this point where you can make these dragons? As you can see, there's various shapes going on here. So you will take that log that I just lifted up, forgive me if I don't lift it up again, and you're going to come to the bandsaw and you're going to turn it this way. So this way. and then you're going to very carefully run it through your bandsaw. I only have a 14-inch. If I had a bigger one, that would be better. And so, but I managed to be able to slice a log like that into like 3 or 4 pieces. Then what you're going to do is it's very advisable to make templates. Now I have my templates that are official for me now, made out of oak. Then I can take the template and just trace it out now. Try to orient it on the log, whatever way. You can see this one's very compromised. Better that happen now than when you make the bandsaw box, right? So you fit it in there whatever way you can, and then you trace it out. Then you come over to the bandsaw and very carefully start cutting it out. Okay, so that's that. And I made a bigger one. Here, let's put them side by side. I made a bigger one here so that I could achieve this one. And then I even went off the grid, so I traced it on there, and then I went off the grid, and I decided, if you can see the shape here is different than this shape. So I thought, you know what, I want to do something a little bit different. And so that's the beauty of this. You know, I say anything that you're drawing on your stock is a great suggestion. But you don't have to stick to it. I try to think outside of the dragon. So think outside of the box when you're doing these types of things. Truly, this has been quite the experience for me. And I feel like I've stumbled onto something just because I wanted to go ahead and gift to Mr. Wasabi, this guy here, you know, the idea of making them a dragon. I've never made one before, that offer. But it pushed me into, you know, out of my uncomfort zone, you know, and now I'm at the place, obviously, where I am producing these things. I was producing at least one a day with my busy work week. So that's in a work week. Taking a lunch break and then working in the evening, being able to cut them out. So that's the culmination. I'm trying to think of any of the gotchas. Take a good look at the beauty of the wood, by the way. So if this were just joined up wood, you wouldn't have this wonderful character going on here. But you can see one of the issues you're going to have is the cracking. When I first cut this species open, and I could hear it just cracking on me. So we're in the springtime. It's still somewhat dry here in the Northeast, and so that's the thing that's going to happen. I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the tree that the log I just lifted up. This one here was a different one. This guy here was ridiculous. It was just falling apart on me, and I could hardly keep up with trying to keep it together. What saved this one in this case was cutting off this piece here. So you cut the back off, and why do you do that? Because you need to make these drawers. I want them to stop, right? Not go all the way through. That's just a decision I made for this one here. So when I glued that back on, it brought stability to the main stock. In this case, I'm not sure that I'm going to be making a bandsaw box out of these two here. I did start with this one here. He's not done yet. I didn't make him the drawer yet. But what I may end up doing is just, oh, I already did it. See, I was so busy this week. This is still obviously in its rough. I sliced this guy, quite thin though, right? And then I glued him back on. And you're going to see that a very vulnerable area to the Dragon is right here. Look at this right here. So by gluing this back on, it helped to stabilize the wing. And I didn't glue this piece here in. And if you've not seen me make bandsaw boxes, you're probably a little bit lost at this point. So that being said, it's a good segue into, and I need to finish up the video. I am on my lunch hour. I have the opportunity to go to the next level in the YouTube community and go to paid products. And so, but the first thing I want to say to that is that everything you've seen here, no one's getting charged for it. I'm just doing it. It's what I've been doing for years. I like to spread my knowledge and I like to learn from you. Thank you, subscribers from all over the world. And if you think this is interesting, you'd like to follow me, please subscribe to my channel, give a thumbs up, and by all means, leave messages. Send me your thoughts, hopefully they're good thoughts, and send me your questions and or your concerns. For example, a gentleman chimed in just the other day and said, not on this series, but another video, says that looks very dangerous what you're doing. And I would advise being very careful. You could get kickback from the table saw, what I was doing. So what I was doing was like a free live videos, gotta love it. I was doing a free, okay, we'll just leave that. Free push with lumber right through the table saw. Now, I replied, I said, not in this particular order, but I said, if you don't feel comfortable and confident in a certain procedure, well, don't do it. For starters, I'm very confident in what I'm doing. Been doing it for more than a few days. And have a very sharp blade was another suggestion, on your table saw. One of the reasons, and you could be doing everything right with a table saw. And please look up the series on any tool that you see in my shop. You're going to have a problem. If the dull blade is going to basically burn your wood, catch it, and just throw it right at you. How about don't stand right behind the wood? When I was pushing that stock through, I was to the side of the cut, right? What else did I suggest? Don't turn the stock. You think about this. You got the blade like this coming at you, all right? And I took the stock. The fence was removed, right? It was away. And I'm pushing the stock. If I decided to start turning it, that's going to be a very bad decision. And you learn, you live and you learn. Unfortunately, sometimes the hard way. I've had several accidents and, okay telling you about that. I like to be real. I've had some accidents on some tools, and it's not fun. But I store those memories, and I say, let's not go there. So I had no idea I was going to go there, but just to say that, when you subscribe, I'm a very open type person, and I like to talk about just about anything you'd like to with woodworking, and certainly what I'm working on. So with that paid membership, I'll take this to the next level, and I'll really break it down, okay? But then I'm going to do a woodworking course 101. If you've never, ever touched a tool and you're really interested in woodworking, then you're at the right channel. I'm going to give you just real live scenarios, down to earth explanations you can understand. So if you're scratching your head when I'm talking, let me know. That's not the goal. The goal is to be very transparent. And so that's the deal. All right, so thanks for watching Nissy Custom Designs. I need to get this up on the premiere and get this out there so folks can see this. It is Friday. I get very excited on a Friday. That means I can spend more time in here. So thanks very much. I'm going to do our usual goodbye. Shalom Aleichem Hebrew. Goodbye. Take care. Masalami Arabic and Totzens Afrikaans, Tsaitsim Mandarin, and English. I struggle with English. All right. Take care. Stay safe in the woodshop.